Part of my travels where I was in Austria, I was working in Austria. A friend asked me to meet her in Australia, so I arranged to meet her and I've been here ever since.
My mate was a drummer, he was from Australia, and he'd always told me all these stories about Australia, and it really put me in the notion to come here one day. So in 1993 I eventually sold all my gear in Scotland, all my musical equipment, and left with a wee tiny bag to go around the world.
I was in a band, a folk group called Shamrock and Thistle. And the idea was to get a band together, rather than just sing, you know, in a folk group and that.
A duo?
A duo. We wanted to have a band and sort of extended it, and the band became known as the Borderers.
Now this next song we'd like to start with the Borderers. That's what we're known as, called the Borderers. Right.
It's actually short for Bordering on Hysteria.
Yes.
And shortly after that, Jim arrived, and then we carried on.
But you weren't really brought up with Irish music?
No, I wasn't brought up with Irish music because I was brought up in a Protestant family, and in Northern Ireland, if you're Protestant, you call yourself British, not Irish. If you're British, then you don't play Irish folk music. You don't. It's too Irish. It's too symbolic.
But it started off as a recording project. There was only an album at the beginning, and when I met Alex here, March '94, I met Alex in this very place.
And
the stage was over there.
And I remember
you were red.
I remember thinking, God, he's short. That was my main thought. You had big hair and you were short.
I was 6'2" with the hair. She kind of slightly old-fashioned clothes.
Watch it, mate.
But very friendly.
Yeah, it was a bit of a worry because he told me that he'd left his last girlfriend because he looked in her wardrobe and didn't like her clothes.
Well, she was a man.
You know, you guys call yourselves the Borderers.
Yeah.
I called myself Danikian, and they went, that's too ethnic.
Oh,
and too ethnic, oh yeah. And here's the gig, though, that really just knocks everybody's socks off. There's merit in this, and there's also a reason for it. Because you know the long-lost Greek tribes. There are two long-lost Greek tribes, Scotland and the Irish.
Yes.
Right. So that's where it all comes for me. I feel very comfortable in the Celtic Gaelic mix. And what people don't realise is when I went back to Sydney, I was on radio, and of course on radio they can't see your face.
Yeah.
So I get a phone call one day, and in those days I had to change my name.
Did you? What was it then?
It was too ethnic at Danikian, so I took one letter out and made it Donican. And of course on radio they thought, it's an Irish boy. so they ring me up. So they ring me up and they said, would you consider being the patron of the inaugural St Patrick's Day Parade? I said, I'd love to. Anyway, I turn up early in the morning, 5 o'clock, to drink the green ale. And they've walked up and they've gone, you're not Irish. And the only thing I could think of was, to be sure. I mean, I'm thinking, absolutely. No, I'm not. And 6 months later, television came about. And I've come on. Good evening and welcome to Owen 28 World News. My name is George Danikian.
Yeah.
To which
all the
Irish
turned off.
Well, no. Interestingly, all the people that knew me from radio thought I'd change my name to make it sound more ethnic. So I have an affinity with the Borderers because I border on being Irish, I border on being Scottish, and I border on being crazy. You know, that's it. There you go.
They just happened to be doing this folk Celtic stuff, and I contributed some songs that I'd written years before but never played to anybody, and I thought, oh, this is what I really like. You know, I was always trying to get in the charts and get record deals. And then Alex and I went round, well, basically continued my round the world trip through America and Canada and Britain promoting that album.
We're going to speak to the band that we're playing. Got to watch the cables, Mandy? Indeed. I know, not a trip. Hi there, guys.
Hello there.
Hello. And how are you doing?
I'm doing good, eh?
So,
First of all, you're the Celtic Borderers, aren't you?
Celtic Borderers.
Based in Australia, that's right.
So how did you get started? How did you all meet?
Well I was travelling the world, and that's it. We're husband and wife, so we always fight who talks and that.
Well, that'll be over quickly enough.
Usually her. That's right. So I was travelling the world, went to Australia, met Alex, who was across there. We started doing the Celtic stuff, and then we came back to Scotland to play here.
And it wasn't until we came back to Australia in October that we actually performed for the first time, and the crowd seemed to get into it.
We got a gig in San Francisco in a pub. The guy at the pub
That's right.
let us stay in his house in the basement, and there was mice. There was mice in the basement.
We had to get them. I was too scared.
I can't stand mice. I don't. Oh God! But anyway, but the guy was nice, and we thought he was nice. And then we were supposed to do this gig, and I was really nervous. I wanted to chicken out, and so pretended I had food poisoning to do the show. But then the guy went off his nut and went really crazy, and so I had to do the show anyway.
That's all you ever bring to me. That's cool. Ooh, ooh, Providence. That's all you ever bring to me. That's cool. Toot toot toot, da da da, toot toot toot, da da da, toot toot toot, da 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 da. That's Providence. Toot toot, da da da, toot toot toot, da da da, toot toot toot, da 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 da. That's cool.
I remember we were just about to do this show at Carol's by candlelight that we'd got down there and we'd forgotten to bring Alex's kill.
I think we first came up with that image because we wanted to portray something about the culture in the band, and we thought, what the heck can we wear? So we thought kilts, that's the way.
So when you see the performance, it's actually, the first song is really a bit dodgy because Alex was arguing with me 3 seconds before we were on.
Some call a truce and put an end to their fight. We celebrate Yuletide with the sun shining bright because it's Australia's Christmas Day. Australia's Christmas Day.
Do you mind if I take a photograph of everybody? Because we'll go back to Scotland in January, and I want to prove to my mum that we actually did it, because she doesn't believe us. So, can you hold candles up and we'll take a photograph? Hold on.
Have you got the flash on there, Jim?
She'll believe me now.
You don't call it abuse, but your words, they hit me like punches. And you made me feel so small, put me down, and I felt I was worthless.
To send the Borderers home, they only just live around the corner to get their wedding photos. And in fact, how long ago was it, Alex and Jim?
5 weeks.
5 weeks of marital bliss. And show us the pictures.
Well, I thought I was going to a gig.
Yes.
They said bring a guitar.
So where are you headed? Where did you have the ceremony?
Down at the River Torrens.
Yeah, why'd you pick there?
It's because you saw that Elvis movie.
Blue Hawaii.
Blue.
Remember they went down in the boat with a big thing around his neck singing all that? Yeah, I liked that.
That was the closest we could get.
Told to shut up for the rest of your life.
I'll be there.
One of the things I like about the Borderers is really liveliness and in your face, dancing, you're prancing about like a wee tartan Rudolph in your head. That's part of music as much as sitting down and, you know, talking to people and saying this is our song about more dead people.
Adelaide band The Borderers with a song they're hoping will be Scotland's national anthem. The Scots want a new one, and this song, written with the help of Eric Bogle, is in the race.
Freedom, what is your asking price? Is it what the highest bidder pays?
When we wrote it, we knew that there was a really good tune and there was a needed passionate sentiments behind it. A lot of national anthems are not that stirring, and there's people falling asleep and stuff.
I wanted to work with an orchestra. I worked with a symphony orchestra. It would have been in 1997, I do believe. And yeah, we recorded with them too. We did couple of our Christmas songs with them. I really liked the Carols by Candlelight, and there was 60,000 people or something like that. We went out into the audience and, you know, got everybody dancing. That was fun.
Take the high road and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland for ye.
Just the fact we'd never played in front of such a huge crowd before, and the atmosphere was brilliant, you know. It was really, really good.
See you in New Year's. Have a great night.
I love bringing the kids on stage. Because they make it really fun. That's why we try to appeal to family.
Involved with you?
Yeah, they do. They do. It's brilliant. I love it.
Okay, are you nearly ready to sing with us? Timey kangaroo dance sport.
Here we go.
Timey kangaroo down sport. Timey kangaroo down.
Everybody!
Timey kangaroo down sport. Timey kangaroo down.
What do you do when Mummy and Daddy is on stage?
Sit down and hang around.
I go and buy Coke and talk to girls.
So Ron, what's it like to have your parents in the music business?
Oh, it's not bad, yeah. They go away a lot though, and yeah.
Did you think your mum and dad looks a bit silly up on stage with kilts and kicking the legs?
I think my dad looks silly and ugly.
What?
On stage when he kicks his leg up and everybody sees his knickers.
And you going to be a singer when you're older?
No, I'm going to be a ballerina.
Oh, a ballerina.
And what do you think you'll end up doing?
Oh, I want to be a lawyer.
Good boy. You can look after our accounts.
I want to be a musician.
Ah. Do you know what instrument yet?
The guitar.
Yeah, guitar.
Yeah.
It's good. You get more chicks that way.
Yeah.
Well, in 2000 I was doing a bit of a tour of Australia teaching line dancing, and the trip coincided with my birthday, and a lady called Colleen Thiel very kindly gave me one of your CDs, The Gathering, and as soon as I heard it and heard the song Boot Scooting Woman, I knew I just had to write something to it.
Hey! Come on, John, show us your dancing.
The dance Boot Scooting Woman went on to be a massive hit all across Australia, and because of the success of Boot Scooting Woman, I ended up selling quite a large number of CDs of The Gathering, and it introduced the Borderers to the line dancing public in the UK. The song Boot Scooting Woman was written about your sister Jenny, and it was Jenny's line dance teacher Lizzie Clark who actually taught Boot Scooting Woman at her class, and at the end of the class apparently Jenny went up to Lizzie and said, "That's my brother." It just was such a good, fun, lively track. The lyrics made me laugh, and the way that it was performed was just such a lively, fun thing, and even before I'd seen the Borderers live, I knew that they would just give it 110%.
My favourite song is Fat, Bored and Ugly. It's one of those ones you link arms and just go for it.
What we want to do live is create a feeling that people leave the show that's the best night of their lives.
That was great.
Thanks, Colleen.
Catch one of your shows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jim, I got to tell you, the funny thing is, the first time I became aware of the Borderers was actually in my mate's car, because he had your record about 18 months ago, and every time I got in his car, he used to play this group called the Borderers, you see. Little did I realise that when I came down here to Tamworth, that following year, they were working, you know. So we had all to go and see the Borderers. So we turned up to see the show, and out comes these swirling kilts and things, you know. All these long dresses all flowing away, and that was just Jim. But we got all these sort of country singers getting up there doing their bit, these one-noted melodies that go on for hours. And then all of a sudden, they announced you on, and people didn't know what to expect. All the profession at the front are thinking, "What's this?" And the audience are going wild at the back there. And the word of mouth around the place was so refreshing to have it.
Our music sort of spans a whole lot of genres, and I suppose there is a bit of a country element in some of the songs, and I think, like we've noticed up in Tamworth, we play up there a lot. The audiences up there like the sort of performance that we do, which is very much audience-based participation,
Right.
humour, you know.
Performing at Federation Square in Melbourne and just going in from 2005 to 2006 was probably one of the highlights of our career.
was just such a brilliant atmosphere. There was like 30,000 people there, and it was a totally non-alcoholic event, so it was peaceful.
Okay, come on. Clap your hands. At the back, come on. Hup, 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 hup. We've got 15 seconds left of this
14,
year.
13.
Are you ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Let it go! Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot for the sake of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for the sake of old lang syne. Come on! Woo! Should old acquaintance be forgot, never brought to
The last album took 2 years to make, and it was in the same studio, still with Brett at Sony Pop.
Yep.
But this one we've decided to try and do it in a day or two, and do it as live as possible. Been quite inspired by the Bruce Springsteen's Pete Seeger Sessions album. It was all done in a farmhouse, all done over a couple of days.
Once again, here we go! I wanna climb, climb, climb to a higher ground. Oh yeah, yeah. I wanna climb, climb, climb to a higher ground. Scared to take the ladder, step by step. That old Satan loves to tempt me, wants to see me step. I'm gonna climb, climb, climb to a higher ground.
Pete Seeger wrote a lot of protest songs and sang a lot of them, so I think the time is right. Neil Young's got a kind of anti-war kind of album out as well, and I think it's just time you regress but you progress as well.
Romance. Maybe now it's time of the day. It got a couple of hours to be home time.
What? I can't read your writing. I can't read my writing. I can't read your writing. You reckon we're ready to watch this?
No, I think it'll be really good once we... This is just the hardest bit, isn't it, getting it all set up?
Yeah.
When you play live, you get a lot of energy, and then sometimes when you record in the studio, you play to click tracks, you know, and you're perfectly in time, but you lose something.
I liked the feel of it. I liked the feel of the live and the excitement of the different solos happening and the things, you know. It's sort of, it was good.
If you do it live, then don't be so precious about it, you know.
We're not going home, I said no. We're not going home, I said no. We're not going home. Gonna keep on dancing tonight.
Skagen Festival is at the very northern tip of Denmark. You can't go any further or you'll fall into the sea. And the audiences there are just so enthusiastic and seem to have adopted us. They remind us of a Scottish and Irish audience. They really go nuts. We ended up catching up with Donovan in 2008. He was actually walking into the ladies' toilet when I grabbed him and said, "I think you're going to the wrong place, mate." And he said, "Are you Scottish?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "So am I." So we ended up having a session afterwards with all the other musicians from the festival. The Danish love their beer and they love to have a great time, and we love being there. On February the 7th, 2009, Australia experienced its worst bushfires of all time. Hundreds of people lost their lives. We got asked to do a bushfire benefit concert in Adelaide, and we felt this was the only thing that we could do in return. The concert featured Eric Bogle and John Schumann and many others. $12,500 were raised on this night. As a musician, you just don't know what to do sometimes, apart from say that you're there for people. And I think that's what the whole of Australia said. They're just there to help. This was the song, "Come Walk With Me."
For your pleasure and mine, the sensational Borderers, ladies and gentlemen.
Woohoo! We're all here to support, which is wonderful, and we've just written this song especially for tonight. It's called "Come Walk With Me." We'd like to sing it for you.
I watched the news and I heard your story. Grown man with tears in his eyes. Your pain is greater than I'll ever know. For the grace of God, your Fetch your man.